Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me for my FIFA 15 European Super League with Manchester United. And we start this episode with some good news. Luke Shaw is back from injury. He's been out for the last 3 weeks or so and we've kind of missed him. Yes, Rojo's done a decent job filling in for him, but I've missed Luke Shaw, and so it's going to be a boost heading into our next couple of games. Obviously he wouldn't return for this fixture against Ajax as he'd only just returned and you need to give them a bit of time to get back into the swing of things. But this game against Ajax, so important because as you can see with the league table, with just 6 games gone, we find ourselves in 7th. Ajax just above us in 6th there by a point, so a win here would catapult us up into the top 5, top 4, maybe even the top 3 in this European Super League. And as you guys will know if you've been keeping up with this series, Manchester United have started to pick up a bit of momentum in this European Super League now. Our last fixture almost ended as a draw against Atletico Madrid, but it was a free kick from Angel Di Maria, perfectly executed, which secured those 3 points for United. We didn't have the best of starts to the league. It was a stuttering start, if anything, losing here, drawing there. But that win against Shakhtar away from home was certainly a turning point. It's really sent us on our way now. And I gotta say, I'm feeling a bit more comfortable, a bit more confident now, having to play every game on Legendary. Yes, it's still a challenge, but I feel as though I'm getting there. So, Manchester United against Ajax. It was played in the evening. It's a midweek fixture, this one, so I had to shuffle the pack slightly with my starting lineup. In came Gundogan. I had Mata starting in that central attacking mid-role instead of Fellaini, and Rooney was up front with Ashley Young and Di Maria flanking him on the wings. And for Ajax, I gotta say, I found it kind of surprising, kind of funny, and it did kind of baffle me as well at the same time that Ajax had signed Robbie Keane from LA Galaxy. I think that's where they got him from. But I'm just not sure that obviously it's the computer signing him up and everything, but what's their thinking behind that? I mean, he's getting on a bit, he's past his prime, I think it's fair to say. Why would they go and sign Robbie Keane when there's plenty other strikers out there that could have filled that position just nicely at Ajax? Or why not work with what you've got, like I've had to do when it comes to Ashley Young down the left side, who got the opening goal in this game against Ajax. And what a finish it was. Just over 10 minutes gone. Ander Herrera whipped in a perfectly delivered cross, finding the head of Ashley Young, and it was a perfectly lofted header from Young, lifting that over the top of Silerson and just scraping the underside of the crossbar for it to cross the line. And that, for me, so far has to rank up there with Di Maria's free kick against Atletico Madrid from the previous episode as one of my favourite goals so far in this series, in this FIFA 15 European Super League. It was just a perfect header from Ashley Young. As time went on in the first half, Manchester United, of course, looking for that second goal, looking to get completely out of sight of Ajax and take a real grasp of this game. And Mata almost put United 2-0 up. I mean, it was a perfect movement from him, how he turned on the ball and pushed himself over onto his left foot. He took the shot, had time, had space. Probably should have done a lot better with that opportunity, but he put it into the crowd. Heading into the second half, it was all still to play for. Ajax still had an opportunity to get that equaliser, and we had to make sure that that wasn't going to happen, especially at Old Trafford. We want to keep this momentum going as well, which we've picked up lately. And it was a challenge on Dani Alves, which meant that Ajax would go down to 10 men. It was a poor challenge. It would be Klaassen in the 53rd minute that would have that red mark next to his name on the team sheet once the final whistle was blown. But just look how he went flying in with that challenge. There was no intention for the ball, and you can understand Dani Alves getting in the face of Klaassen, wanting to stir things up a little bit more. But we had a free kick and a good, well, it was 37 yards out. It wasn't really the best of positions, but it's still reachable for Angel Di Maria. Could he do it? No, he couldn't. Just missing the target there as it went wide and into the Stretford end. I actually recall scoring a free kick about that sort of distance away from goal with Di Maria in my United career. It could have been against Chelsea, or it could have been in the Champions League. I'm not too sure. Maybe one of you guys could let me know in the comments below. As we got deeper into the second half, I was pretty disappointed with our performance. You know, with Ajax at that disadvantage of going down to 10 men, we were still leading by just 1 goal. There was still that possibility that Ajax could maybe snatch an equaliser and come away with a point from this game. But in the 86th minute, we were given the opportunity to break free of those chains, stopping us scoring a second goal against Ajax, as Gundogan was brought down inside the penalty area by Serrero, who was given a yellow card for his challenge, his full grasp on the shirt of Gundogan. You can see it here on the replay. Look at that. Look at the positioning of the referee. He's looking right at it as well. So it would be, of course, Wayne Rooney, the captain for United, to step up and take this one-on-one with Silerson. Would Manchester United make it 2-0? And I was a bit cheeky here as well. I went for the chip and it did pay off. I was so surprised that Silerson was made to look the fool with that from Wayne Rooney. I went for the chip, went down the middle as well, and Silerson stayed rooted to the spot, and he was like flailing all over the place. He looked an absolute fool. And I found it kind of funny how look at Robbie Keane, how he's just standing there trying to make eye contact with Silerson, but he's hesitant to look at Robbie Keane. You can just imagine what Keane is thinking. He's thinking, I can't believe what you've just done, especially in front of the Old Trafford crowd, you douche. But anyway, with that behind us, we did go on to win 2-0 against Ajax. Another win on the board for Manchester United, and yes, Silerson will take that long walk of shame through the tunnel. We did see 55% of the ball for the whole 90 minutes. We had 12 shots, 6 of those on target. We had a decent game against Ajax. I did think we could have done a lot better in the second half when going forwards, especially with them being at that disadvantage. But it is what it is, and we did win the game, which pushes us up now into 4th as we moved on to our next game, which will be away against Monaco. This was a game I was really looking forward to, actually, because of course we have Falcao in our team, and at the time I was thinking, shall I even put Falcao in the starting lineup? Shall I put him on the bench? Shall I try and treat this as realistic as possible, you know, with Falcao being on loan and facing his former side? He wouldn't be allowed because of the clause within his contract, but I thought, you know what, because this is the FIFA European Super League, we're going all out. Screw it. I would have done it on career mode, but because this is just for one season and because it's special, I thought, why not? We'll have Falcao in the team for that trip to Monaco. But he started on the bench for this game because I felt as though Van Persie deserved a spot in the starting lineup. After his recent performances and those crucial goals which he scored against Shakhtar and the winner against Inter, we wouldn't be where we are now so early on in the season if it wasn't for Van Persie adding his quality to the team in those fixtures. So he had to start this game away against Monaco. And he also had his Dutch international teammate Memphis Depay starting on the left in place of Ashley Young, who was pretty average in that fixture against Ajax. So I thought, we'll give Depay a chance here, see what he can come up with in this game against Monaco. See if he can add something different to the way we go about business away from home. I mean, we've already seen glimpses of what he's capable of doing, but he was cut short here with that attack down the left side by Fabiano. Depay, he could run all day, and if he could have just beaten Fabiano, we could have been well in there. But it was Carrasco that got his shot away, which almost got the first goal of this game for Monaco. And he was going to be one of those players we just had to watch out for, as well as Kondogbia. Wow, we can't forget Kondogbia, the anchor man for Monaco, who's just recently moved to Inter Milan, I believe, in real life. They've signed up such a talent there. I tell you, at such a young age, he's going to be something special in a couple of years to come. But Memphis Depay eventually beat his man Fabiano down that left side, just skipping past him almost, and it was a poor finish in the end. I was looking to curl that ball around with a finesse shot, but we did get our goal that we were looking for. It was the first goal of the game, coming from Wayne Rooney just before half-time. Struck first time, bottom right-hand corner. There was no stopping it there for Stekelenburg. It was almost like a Dutch reunion in Monaco with Stekelenburg, Van Persie, Depay, Blind. Could almost come up with the first 11 for Holland. But it was a good time to score anyway from Wayne Rooney, getting that first goal of the game just before half-time, as we would then take all the confidence in the second half. But that wouldn't be the case. Toulalan getting his shot away there. De Gea saving it, couldn't hold on to it. And we did give away a free kick in a very dangerous position. It would be Montinho to step up and take this. Look at that, just on the outside of the penalty area, on the white line, and it was going in. It was destined for the back of the net, but of course, Super Dave was there to stop it in its tracks. Monaco at this point were getting very, very frustrated that they couldn't find a way through, and eventually they did in the 51st minute. It was Toulalan that struck the ball first time. Everything he tried, he just couldn't beat De Gea, but it was Montinho with the follow-up that got that equaliser, which Monaco were really looking for, and of course they grew in confidence, and Dimitar Berbatov, former Manchester United striker, almost found a second way through for Monaco. And again, if it wasn't for De Gea, they would have had that second goal. They would have found themselves in front for the first time against Manchester United. Now look at Fabinho. You can see that they were pressing, how he was so forwards, and look at the space outside the penalty area which we were allowing Monaco to operate in, and it cost us. Carrasco got the second goal of the game, and what a finish. De Gea came out to meet him just inside or just outside that 6-yard box, which it was a tight angle. It really annoyed me that Carrasco would find the back of the net at such a tight angle. You can see how he took it wide and boom, into the roof of the net, and Monaco were in the lead before we knew it. So we were trailing. We had to get back in this. I didn't want to lose away from home. We've got to keep that momentum going, remember? And Depay made it 2-2. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love goals like that. So simple, so satisfying. Not much power needed to find the back of the net. And you'll see it a little bit better on the replay. It was a scramble in the box. I mean, the ball just scraped across the body of, I think it was Moutinho. It could have been Toulalan. He just failed to get rid of it. And there you go, just behind the goal. A nice tap in, Stekelenburg just under the arms of him. Beautiful from Depay, and that's his first goal for United since signing in the summer, and he had a taste for goals then, and he almost got the third for Manchester United, almost got his second with that strike on his right foot. He's an absolute beast when it comes to cutting inside, I find, and I'm sure some of you folks have found that as well in your career mode if you signed Depay. And as I promised, before I start showing the highlights of this fixture against Monaco, Falcao was going to feature. He was going to come on as a sub, but little did I know he was going to be a super sub that would get the winning goal for Manchester United. A perfectly rounded header. He's an absolute assassin. I wish I could say that about him in real life, but he's an absolute assassin in the penalty area. Not the tallest of guys, but he certainly makes his presence known, and Gundogan came close to making it 4-2 there with his Paul Scholes-esque chance. Hit outside first time, so much power, the ball went whistling over. I was imagining that it was going to hit the underside of the crossbar and bounce up and down so quickly. You know what, it's been a while since I've scored a goal like that. Anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.